Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sew Granny Sew and part 3 of our Anne of Green Gables quilt. Today we are going to take a look. All of our blocks are done, except for I do have 4 more. This one here yet to put together. You'll see in the pictures I'm missing a few. I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning. I just could not take it no more to get those last 4 finished. But we want to look at today is, do we want sashings in this quilt? Do we want a border on this quilt? Do we have enough of each of the colors? Do we have them placed in the right position? Um, so as you'll notice in the quilt, I have the ones with the dark purple plaid in one row. These ones have the dark purple florals, and then the more of a pinkish purple plaid, the lighter purple florals. Do we want to keep it organized like that, or do we want to mix it around a little bit? Because the last row will have the green on the places where the purples are, uh, with the purple in the middle, which is different than the other rows. So it's all up to you to decide what you want where. So as a whole, and I don't know if you're seeing this here, but as a whole, it looks pretty good. I did take some black and white filters shown here for widthwise and here for lengthwise. And the placement of the colors are good as far as medium, light, and dark. Um, as far as I can see, now when I get that green row on there, it might be different. So I'll want to double check that as well. Just some things you can do with your phone, put it on, take a picture, put it on filter, scroll down to the black and white, put it on with the black and white, and then see if your placement of your medium, light, and dark are equally distributed throughout the quilt. So I am going to grab, I have some purple fabric we haven't cut into, and I'm going to lay it down underneath some blocks here and see if we like it better with a sashing. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done. Okay, so I have the uh, fabric laid underneath the blocks with it spread out. It's a little more than an inch, but they'd be an inch wide sashing, going in both up and down and across. So I'm thinking it looks pretty good. I do like that it adds some color and breaks up the white, though I did like the arrows that it formed. I think I'm going to lose some of that arrow shape when I put the seams in to connect the blocks. So I'm thinking the best thing we can do, because of these are four individual blocks and these are three, so we don't have to worry about centering those. They are the same size, it's just tucked in. So we don't have to worry about centering those. I think it's best if we put a sashing in between. Also, they are measuring 12.5 exact, which is what we wanted. So we'd have 5 foot wide and 6 foot long. This is for an adult quilt. So I'm going to go ahead and put the 1 inch border in between, so not to gain too much size, because we do still want to put an outer border on it, which we will be doing with the purple Anne of Green Gables if I have enough. Otherwise, we'll have to go with the green. The backing will be a green grunge, which I have set aside here. It matches the darker greens in the quilt, so that will work out nicely. I am going to send this one in to be quilted, as it is a gift for a gal. So yeah, I think what we're going to do is go ahead and cut those strips out. They'll be 1.5 inch by width of fabric. We will need a total of 4 across and 5, well, 4 up and down, I should say, and 5 across. So what I'm going to do is, with each block, we're going to sew, we'll use this one here, one on this side and one on this side. We're not going to get these two, for the simple fact that the next block will come in with one on this side and one on that side. So it will have all the sashings in between, and then it will give us all the sashings between the rows themselves. We will not do one on the outside of this one, and we will not do one on the bottom of the bottom row, because we will be putting that border on. We may even put a 1 inch sashing around it and then the border. We will see how big it is measuring at that point. So I'm going to go ahead and get those strips cut out, and then we'll walk through the process of getting those attached to each block. So before we get started on sewing our strips on, now that I got them all cut out, we want to make sure that our quilt block is nice and flat. So we're going to go ahead and give that a quick iron. Make sure all of our seams are laying flat. I like to open my final seams to ensure that they lay a little bit flatter with the bulk from putting them together. And this just ensures when you bring it in or when you quilt it yourself that you do have some nice flat seams in there, especially for a long arm. Okay, once we get that back looking like it's laying pretty flat, we're going to go ahead and flip that over and we're going to give that a quick iron. And we will bring it over to the cutting table and we will trim this down to exactly 12.5 inches. Okay, with our 12.5 inch ruler, we'll lay that on top. Make sure we got all of it inside the best as possible. And we'll go ahead and cut around that. Once we have all of our block nice and ironed flat and trimmed up, we'll go ahead and take a strip. So each one of my strips will do 3 sides to a block, no matter whether it be one way and then this one or just one way on all of them. So I got 20 strips cut at 1.5 inches by width of fabric. I did cut out the selvage. So I'm going to start with the bottoms on mine. And we are just going to line that up. Pin that into place. However many times that you're comfortable with. If you are a more experienced sewer, of course, you may not want a pin, and that's quite all right. But as I've said many times, this channel is kind of geared for beginners because there was a lack on YouTube of helping beginners get started. And then we'll just take our scissors and trim that up. Now, if you want to go to the sewing machine and put this down and just line up your blocks one after another and sew right along there, you certainly can do that. I just did it this way to show you this way because it's the quick, easy way that I can show you on the camera. So now we'll just bring it to the machine and we'll sew a 1/4 inch seam all the way along that. Pull the pins, press it open, and then we will also take a strip and go this way on it. This is block number 1 of row 1, so we are not going to put one on this side though. So I'll go ahead and I'll get this on and we'll move on to the next one. I can show you both the bottom and the side. So as you can see, we got this side on. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to square up this end. So I like to just take a little square, line it up with the side. Make sure we're nice and lined up and trim that down. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn it so we are going up the left side. Then we are just going to pin that one into place. Once again, we'll trim this end up. And we'll bring this to the sewing machine and put a 1/4 inch seam all the way along. Press that open and I'll bring it back and I will show you next to the other block. You can see we have both blocks done now. This one has it going across there and up the side. The first block only has it going along the bottom. If you wanted to jump ahead, you could also attach that to that block in the same fashion, flip it over, pin it together, so a 1/4 inch seam. So that is going to be our homework for this week. We're going to go ahead and put trim on all of our blocks. If you don't have your blocks finished, like me, 4 left to go. You can go ahead and get those together, get them ironed up, trimmed up, put your sashings on. We will meet you back here next Saturday. We will get the blocks all put together and get that border going. I truly hope you all have a wonderful Mother's Day. Spend it with friends and family. As always, guys, if you found this video useful, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It really helps our channel grow. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we'd love to have you here at Sew Granny Sew. Thanks all. Have a great Mother's Day. Bye.